I'll now go on to talk about Visit Britain's role in the ASADE project. Firstly, in the development phase, in collaboration with the other ASADE partners and our partners in the UK, we've helped to define the markets, we've helped to define the routes to market, particularly from Visit Britain's perspective from a mainstream aspect. Using our expertise in data collection, we've helped inform this, and as I'll explain to you in a moment, we've undertaken some pilot work testing the level 1 data collection. Specifically, Visit Britain's role has been in awareness raising and dissemination. We've been championing the ASADE cause with travel and tourism organisations across Europe, in particular the 38 national tourism officers, and promoting the ASADE message at some key European travel and tourism industry events. And we'll actually be launching the Europe for All service at the ITB, the International Travel Bus in Berlin, which is the world's largest travel trade fair, and that's on the 9th of March, and we'd be delighted if you were to join us there. In respect to our pilot activity, we've worked with 3 pilot organisations across Britain, Visit Chester and Cheshire in the northwest of England, Leicestershire Promotions in the East Midlands of England, and with Visit Wales specifically in the Llandudno and Wrexham areas. So why did we choose these particular partners? Why are we working with these areas? Well, I suppose as much as anything else, they expressed their wish to participate in this particular programme. They demonstrate an interest and, more importantly, a commitment to the access agenda, and they're also experienced in data collection, and they have established processes in place. Their role has been a very important one, engaging the industry to develop enthusiasm for the ASADE concept, collecting and sending the information to us for us to be able to send it to eWorks, displaying the information on their websites, and promoting and evaluating the data that's been collected. In slightly more detail, some of the activity they've undertaken, providing an initial contact with the industry to introduce the ASADE questionnaire, to introduce those questions and why we're doing it. After sending the questions, to follow up with telephone calls and letters to encourage participation, to promote the concept at appropriate events like AGMs and things like that, to make visits to the establishments. Whilst it's been self-assessment, we also wanted to verify and to sort of prove to people that actually the industry can provide accurate answers to the questions, and to make modifications and adaptations to their databases and destination management systems. And here are just some examples of some of the pilot activity that's taken place. Now, an additional benefit that's happened alongside the capture of the information is actually educating the industry and highlighting the issues of accessible tourism. For instance, one of the questions in the Level 1 questionnaire is, do you provide information on your menus in large print? Now, if people don't, it's something that they can do at absolutely no cost. Here are the results for the 3 particular areas for the Level 1 questionnaires. Now, these figures aren't quite as high as we'd have liked. I mean, ideally, 100% would have been good. But providing some accessible information on 525 additional tourism products is a good step forward, and it helps to achieve this critical mass. However, this isn't the end of the story. I'll come back to that in a moment. As I mentioned, one of the objectives was the display of the information on destinations' websites, and these are a couple of screenshots from the Go Leicestershire website. This is Leicestershire Promotions website. So as you can see on a product record, they've got a link to the accessibility information. And on the next page, we see the information that that tourism provider has given to us about its product. Now, what this has done, when this has gone live, and this was just a couple of months ago, it actually raised an alarm call with some of the businesses that hadn't bothered to complete the questionnaire. Why hadn't they got the information on their particular entries on the websites? They're missing out. So it's generated interest from additional businesses. And in addition, some of the neighbouring areas have also looked across at Leicestershire and Cheshire and so said, actually, can we join in? I thought it would be useful just to share with you some of the feedback that we've had from the pilot organisations. about the particular project. And one of the ones that's quite interesting, I suppose, in a sort of slightly negative way, is we wondered why response from self-catering operators was less than from service from hotels and guest houses. And the response seems to be that because they're often not on site, it's very difficult to know exactly some of the answers to the questions. We've heard throughout the day about the importance of mainstreaming, and from Visit Britain, this is very important to position accessible tourism as a mainstream issue. So how have these pilots helped to mainstream the issue of accessibility? Well, particularly with Level 1, Level 1 can be easily incorporated into our existing data collection processes, into our existing websites at low or even potentially no cost. And the systems modifications that have taken place in the pilot organisations will now be in place for future years. We're just about to start the evaluation period with consumers on our website. So unfortunately, there's no results yet, but here are the criteria we'll be using on the sites. How helpful was the data in helping you to choose your places to stay and visit? What other information would you like to have, if any? Would you choose places to stay and places to visit on the basis that you've got this accessibility information? What problems did you have in using the website? And would you now recommend this website and the service to others? So I look forward to sharing this information with you at some time in the future. So finally, in conclusion, the starting and the Visit Europe service will enable Visit Britain and the British tourism industry to target these vast and growing market segments to sell accessible tourism to them. With Level 1, it's simple and a sustainable way to collect this additional data, and we can distribute this data through many channels, through the Europe for All service that Spiros demonstrated, through our mainstream channels, and through the DMO sites, visitbritain.com and enjoyengland.com, and city and destination websites, and also, last but by no means least, through the website that Rob highlighted, the visiteurope.com portal. That's all for me this afternoon. Thank you very much for your attention.